Hello students, welcome to the next class of economics. This is chapter 2nd of economics book in class 9th, people as resource. First of all, we will separate both the terms people and resource. So what are the meaning of people? Humans, we all are people. Resource means the assets which are helping in the process of production. There can be the physical resources, like, or we can say the natural resources are there, and in this chapter we are referring the people as a resource. There can be another name of this chapter, human resource. So let's discuss more about this term. The chapter people as resource is an effort to explain population as an asset for the economy rather than a liability. Many times we heard that for poverty or for unemployment, one of the major causes is the population burst out or more population. But in this chapter, we will discuss the population as a resource, as a positive aspect in the economy. So population becomes human capital when there is investment made in the form of education, training and medical care. In fact, human capital is the stock of skill and productive knowledge embodied in them. So, what is the human capital? The uh, education, training, and medical care when embodied in a personality. So, that personality started giving output, more productive. That personality is more productive, then it is referred as human resource. So, people as resource is a way of referring to a country's working people in terms of their existing productive skills and abilities. Okay, for suppose someone who is uneducated, unskilled, and a person who is skilled and educated, definitely that person will give more output and the more productivity who is skilled, trained, and educated. So, looking at the population from this productive aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation of the gross national product. We all are aware with the term gross national product. That means how much total production is there in the country, including all the expenses or depreciations. So, like other resources, population also is a resource, a human resource. This is the positive size of a large population that is often overlooked when we look only at the negative side. So, considering only the problems of providing the population with food, education, and access of health facilities, when the existing human resource is there and further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it human capital formation. That adds to the productive power of the country, just like physical capital formation. So here a term is coming कि the normal population converts into the human capital when we provide that those humans proper education and proper health along with the other facilities, and they started contributing in the national income or the productivity in the economy. So our gross national product or gross national income of the country also increases. Now the question arises कि why we should invest in the human capital, or we should spend money on the or we should do the expenditure on the people's education and health. So similarly, if we want to do the production, so we should do some investment and some expenditure so that that physical capital can be utilized in a better way. Similarly, investment in human capital through education, training, medical care yields a return just like investment in physical capital. Like you have invested in the land. Land is a physical resource, is a physical capital. Physical means which we can see in touch, and we can see like machineries are there, buildings are there, land is there, gold is there. These all are the physical capital, and when we used to invest in that, so after some time it gives us some yield or some more output, and we can take the benefit of that physical capital in the near future. So when we are investing in the humans, how we can invest in the human for the better output, for the yield? We should educate them, train them, and we should provide them proper health facilities. When they are educated, so they can do the things in a better way, in a perfection, When they are trained, so their productivity will be more. They can do the things very fastly and in an efficient manner. And when they are healthy, they are getting the good medical facilities. So now they can work more better way, they can work more number of hours, or they can do the things in a good way, and there will be no gapping in the work. Like they will not take any type of leaves during the work time. So this can be seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of higher productivity of the more educated or the better trained persons, as well as the higher productivity of healthier person. So it is clear, if a person is healthy, if a person is more educated, so he usually earns more money. For example, if now here I'll talk with you about the persons who are more educated or less educated. So examples are in front of you. You are coming to the school. So in schools there are teachers are also working, some fourth class employees, peons are working, and other maids are working. So what do you think, whose education is more and whose income is more? Definitely the persons like maid and the servants or the peons who are less educated are earning less money, and the teachers who are working the school, they are more educated, they are trained, they are earning more income. Similarly, we can shift to the very nearby example to you all. You have seen the sugar factories located in Bismarck. So in that sugar factory, there are laborers also working and managers are also working. Managers are well trained and they are educated, but the laborers are not educated. So we can say the managers or the engineers, accountants are earning more, and because they are educated, trained and healthy, while laborers are earning less income. Now the question arises ki what is human resource? We have gone through this page. So what is human resource? It is like land or labor. The question the girl is asking, so the boy is answering, it is more than that, like it is more important than the land or the labor. The second question girl is asking here in the picture, what is human capital? It is like rupee, paisa or dollar. The boy is saying it is more than that. So why it is more than that, we'll discuss in the later class. But for a quick uh, quick answer, I can give you the answer. Like if we are having rupees, paisa or dollar, or we are having the resource like land or labor, we can employ them in a better way when we are having the human resource. Human resource can utilize the all the physical capitals in the better way. So students, now students, so now here you can see the example of human capital. These are on your screens. You can see here these human capital. In the first picture, a doctor is treating the patient. In the second picture, a teacher is teaching or tutoring the students. In third picture, an engineer is working, and in the fourth picture, a tailor is sewing or stitching. So what is common in all of them? They all are trained in their specific fields and they are earning well. So looking at the photograph, can you explain how a doctor, teacher, engineer and a tailor are an asset to the economy? Definitely they are an asset because they all are generating income in the economy, and they are skilled, and they also train other people, and they make them human resource. They helping them, they convert them from normal human into the human resource. Not only do the more educated and healthier people gain through higher incomes, society also gains in other indirect ways, because the advantages of a more educated or a healthier population is spread to those also who themselves were not directly educated or given health care. If in your locality people are educated and trained, healthy, so they should keep they try to keep our or their surrounding healthy and clean, and they motivate others to be educated, to be stay clean and to be stay healthy. They aware their nearby peoples also. So in fact human capital is in one way superior to other resources like land and physical capital. I think this is proved. What both the girl and boy were conversing. The human resource can make use of land and capital. Land and capital cannot become useful on its own. They cannot, we cannot use, the land cannot be utilized by itself, or capital cannot be utilized by itself. The humans are needed or required if we want to work on land or on the capital. For example, you are having like lots of land, agricultural land you are having, or you are having some commercial land, but if no one is owning that land or working anything on that land until humans, so there will be no productivity, zero. Similarly, you are having in your home hundreds of your thousands of kilogram gold is there, but when there is no income is coming over from that gold, so what is the use of that? Similarly, like any other resource you are having, suppose some electricity is generating at a place, like rivers are there, so we, if humans are making dams over it, then only we can utilize the river water for irrigation and for making electricity until it is waste. So resources are also cannot be utilized by itself. Humans are needed to utilize or to use the resources in a effective manner. So for many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset. So what we were thinking in the past, like India's population is day by day increasing, so it is a burden, because if more population is there, so their needs must be more. They will demand more clothes, more food, more housing, more jobs, more needs will be there. But a large here, a large population need to be a burden for the economy. It can be turned into a productive asset by investment in human capital. So that burden can be an asset. कैसे हो सकता है? If by investing in human capital. Let's see, for example, by spending resources on education and health for all, training of industrial and agricultural workers in the use of modern technology, useful scientific research, and so on. So what is going to be happen? They all will become expert and skilled, and they will be more productive, and they can contribute in the economy of the country. So I hope this is clear to you all, and if you are not getting any point, go back, rewind the video, and listen it properly. And if you have any query, you can ask me. Now in the next class we'll discuss about, there is a story of Sakal. Okay, so in this story there is a description given ki what is the status of a person who is uneducated or unemployed, or a person who is educated and skilled and trained. So we'll compare the peoples in the story. Till then, now it's your homework, try to read this story, and till then revise the chapter, and students, see you in the next class.